first thing I want to know about him, what's he like as a person, rather than can he do a step over. Ultimately, the ones that I've seen really come through, like your Kyle Walkers, like your Maguires, like your Fodens, these are just kids with unbelievable desire, and just really guiding them and helping them along the way.
Being around good people develops you 10 times more than being around people who haven't got the willingness to learn, haven't got the open-mindedness, are not willing to do the extras. You know, the way which you have helped develop so many people, mate, to get onto the highest platform, let's just talk about coaches and managers, is unbelievable. But you must see now, you've stepped back, how much of an impact you do have on people.
Yeah, I think that people, you know, I hate when people say, oh, I made him or I developed him as a player.
You played a part in it.
You just guide him. You know what I mean? You guide him and you challenge him. And, you know, and sometimes it's like young players, you start to go off and you pull them back onto the journey. And that's your job at times. But when people have got passion and a desire to improve and want to get better, then it's really easy to develop people. So some of the players I've had to develop, or I've worked with who've become great players, they were easy to work with. Sometimes the ones with lots and lots of talent who don't want to work, I would say my beliefs in coaching were, when I was very young, as a young coach, were it's all about technical. I would say now it's more about mental. I want to know about them as people. When I was recruiting at wherever I've been at, whether it's academy level or first team level, the first thing I want to know about him from the people, what's he like as a person? What's his family like? You know, tell me about his background, rather than can he do a step over? And I think that ultimately the ones that I've seen really come through, like your Kyle Walkers, like your Maguires, like your Fodens, like your Gibbs-Whites, these are just kids with unbelievable desire to be a footballer.
Hodges.
Hodgie, people like that. You just guide them. You're just really guiding them and helping them along the way. And, you know, it's just like being a parent, you know, you put your arm around them, you give them a click round the ear sometimes, you know what I mean? You tell them they've been good, you tell them they've been bad, but you just guide them.
So, obviously, going back to the coaching side, you know, the playing part and who you are as a person, you know, I've seen you joining with a lad. And, you know, I'm the same, and other people are the same. You never lose that competitive edge. And you're either a winner or you're not, And even if you're not in the winning team, you're still aspiring to be a winner, and you're trying to help the people around you to be a winner to get the goal you want. So, you know, going back from your football career, now, how long have you been coaching now?
Same as probably 20 years.
20 years. Yeah. So 20 years, full on. I'm going to name some roles here, and if I've missed any, you tell me, right? So, probably started as a part-time coach.
Yeah, Sheffield United, under-9s, my first job.
Sheffield United, under-9s, first full-time job in football.
Under-18, Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. So, head of coaching?
Yeah, Man City.
Man City, which we'll talk about that, because that's an unbelievable achievement. Recruitment?
Yeah, recruitment roles sort of came within. So when I was academy manager at Wolves, at City, like head of football or head of coaching as well, I used to do a lot of the recruitment lads. So that was, which I enjoy. I enjoy recruitment. I enjoy finding talent, especially, it's important. We can all be great coaches if we keep giving me rubbish players. I might make them not as rubbish, but I ain't going to make them top players. That's it works hand in hand.
Yeah. Assistant manager? Assistant manager
at Chesterfield for probably 18 months. Yeah, enjoyed that.
First team manager?
Never been a first team manager.
Interim?
Done interim with Rob Edwards.
Edwards, So, and then obviously being a technical director?
Yeah, technical director at Wolves. I was probably doing that about 18 months.
Yeah. So out of all them roles, because you're so talented in what you do, I'm sure one role has just evolved into another role and evolved into another role because people trust you. People trust your experience, trust your knowledge, you know, can see your ability to develop people, develop players. Out of all them roles, you know, where do you think you were most, not effective, but probably happiest?
I would probably say 21's coach at Wolves was a role I really enjoyed because it was close enough to the first team where you were really, it was almost like university, you're like finishing school. You know what I mean? You're just fine-tuning them to get them ready for the first team. And I was different to a lot of coaches because I wanted them to understand at that level the importance of winning.
Yeah.
Because the next step was to be playing for 3 points.
Yeah.
So that was probably the job I enjoyed. You got a variation of kids. You've got 17-year-olds, you've got some 20-year-olds. Sometimes you've got first team coming back down. So it's a really interesting job. It's not an easy job because, like I say, you can have training session one day, you've set up for 16 players, and all of a sudden, manager goes, I want 6, and you're like, all right. Yeah. So you've got to think on your feet. Yeah. But then you've got to have a good relationship with the 18s coach. And like when Rob was coach there, we used to work together a lot, pull all the kids together, do a lot of defender sessions, midfielder sessions, striker sessions, and separate it. So we used to do a lot of that type of stuff. So some specifics for them. So yeah, I think it depends on your environment, where you're working. Again, it goes back to people who you're working with, and that can make the job a lot more enjoyable. But yeah, I really enjoyed that.